Welcome to the channel. Today we will try to choose the best add-on for PvP, Wrath of the Lich King or Cataclysm. Our mission is to figure out which expansion truly reigns supreme when it comes to competitive player vs player. But first of all, it is important to mention that Blizzard, while launching the Cataclysm, just removed the ability to push Gladiator and Rank 1 Gladiator titles from 2 versus 2 arenas. This decision unfortunately essentially made 3 vs 3 the only serious bracket for high-level PvP community. Leaving 2 vs more is more for casual and optional decision. In this contrast, during Wrath of the Lich King, both 2 vs 2 and 3 vs 3 arena was viable for achieving Gladiator and even Rank 1 titles, offering players more flexibility with their competitive journey. In this video, we will try to break down the PvP balance between these two iconic expansions, digging into the strengths and weaknesses of each. By the end, you will have a clear idea of which expansion offers a better PvP experience and why. Whether you are planning to jump into a private server, or you are just curious about the possibility of Blizzard relaunching this classic experience, especially since they brought back the Burning Crusade, this video will guide you in choosing the right classes to dominate the arena. So let's begin. And we'll start from Cataclysm Classic. And the problem of Cataclysm Classic is that they actually killed all tank specs for PvP. For example, if we're talking about such specs as Protection Warrior and Protection Paladins, it was totally useless to play. Unfortunately, these classes couldn't make a huge damage. They have 0 assistance, and they have 0 impact to the whole arenas. A little bit better, but still playable. However, was impossible to push rank 1 or even Gladiator is a Blood Decay. It is quite important to mention that Blood Decays had in Cataclysm the most huge self-healing by Death Strikes. However, it was kinda useless if you're talking about their possibility to have an impact in the whole game. For example, if you can play Blood Decay in 2 vs 2, you could win actually every double DPS comps. But if you are talking about 3 vs 3, the bracket in which you could have rank 1 and just Gladiator title, Blood Decay couldn't do a shit against any other classes. And this kinda problematic issue. If you are talking about Wrath of the Lich King, actually you can see Protection Warrior and Protection Paladin is actually normal and average classes. For example, as you can remember in Season 5 and Season 6, the Protection Warrior with nickname Kostika reached rank 1 title in Holy Pala Protection Warrior. Such warrior as Morphiniska or as known as She Call Overdamaged pushed almost the Gladiator title in Preg and Retribution Warrior comp with 0 resilience. Actually, he pushed it with me. In addition, don't forget that Protection Warrior was kinda useful in 3 vs 3 arenas, especially if to play main cleave, it's double warrior Holy Paladin. And however, in 2s, Protection Warriors could play only DPS, double DPS comps. If talking about Protection Paladins, they could play 2s with Disc Priest, Restored Shamans, and this comps was actually kinda normal and average. You could push the Gladiator title kinda easy there. But if to compare with Cataclysm, it was impossible. Blood Decay is still in bad but still playable range, because for example you could make a hybrid spec, half Blood Decay, half Unholy Decay, and try to push some decent rating, for example Duelist. It is really strong class in 1v1, because Blood Decay, Hybrid Decay was hard to kill by any class, even for casters, even from melees. But unfortunately there was no titles for 1 vs 1, and in 2 vs 2 or 3 vs 3 brackets, Blood Decays was kinda useless. So, as you can see, in Wrath of the Lich King, tank specs was much better in PvP than in Cataclysm. There we'll try to move from unplayable range to broken overpower range. And in unplayable range, in Cataclysm, we can move such specs as Combat Rogue. Combat Rogue is kinda useless if to compare with Subtlety Rogue that could one-shot any target. It's more about PvE specs and not PvP. In PvP it could do a shit against anything. Then we can put here Fury Warriors, the same situation as Combat Rogue. And probably Survive Hunter. These three specs has the same problem. It's only for PvE. During PvP they have no enough CCs to play, they have not enough assistance to their mates, and not enough impact. For example, they can do DPS only if they're not touchable. If you will touch these classes, they will die easy, or you can just CC them, and they can do a shit to play. If you're talking about Wrath of the Lich King, unplayable specs was the same Fury Warrior. Only one warrior on my memory played this spec in PvP, it was Ravis, and he played only with me in Retribution Paladin Fury Warrior Zero Resilience. And we tried to make some one-shots videos, but however, it is kinda impossible to play these specs with any other talents, any other classes I mean. Therefore, Fury Warriors it's more unplayable in PvP in 2 vs 2 or 3 vs 3. The same situation with Combat Rogues. You could try to equip full PvP gear and kill target in Killing Spree, the last talent of Combat Rogues. But still, if to say about serious ratings, Combat Rogues was kinda hard to play. In addition, we can put here Surf Hunters. I saw some players trying to play Disc Surf Hunter and Restore Shaman Surf Hunter, but no one reached nice results about that. However, I saw some people playing on high MMR. For example, some hunters that are usually playing MM spec try Survive Hunter with Disc Priests, Restore Shamans, and they actually pushed at least pre-Gladiator rating. Because you can equip some good gear, especially with Season 7 and Season 8 trinkets, and Explosive Shot actually could do, in combination with Fire Trap, kinda nice damage. However, it is bad, but still playable. I can't say that it was totally unplayable. Then we have Balance Druid, and we can put it between normal and bad. The problem of Balance Druid was that in Wrath of the Lich King, they actually was kinda useful in 3 vs 3 and 5 vs 5 arenas. For example, you could play Elem Sham, Balance Druid, Holy Paladin, or Triple Caster Cliff in 5th and push some nice rating. But unfortunately, if you're talking about 2 vs 2, Balance Druid was kinda useless in all. So it was between normal and bad. Then we have BM Hunter. The same situation, it was not actually bad, like really bad, but you still could play, for example, Ankh Shaman and Beast Mastery, and one-shot some close targets comps, for example, Mage Priest, Rock Priest, and so on. However, it was hard stacked because such played comps like Holy Warrior, Holy DK, any Retribution Paladin, they could easily win these comps. There you can play between bad, normal, average Arcane Mages. It was more about fun spec to one-shot targets. For example, some people played Rogue Arcane Mages, and it was kinda playable and viable comp, especially in Season 8, when mages reach the cap of their haste rating and crit rating. However, I cannot actually remember anyone who pushed serious rating in this spec. In addition, we can put here Fire Mages. the same situation as Archon Mage. They played actually with or Rogue or a Disc Priest, and they had quite decent damage. However, because of lack of CCs, especially freeze spells, usually they get their face broke by some melees or rogues or hunters, so it was kinda hard to play. Then we can put in normal rage enhancement shamans. It was kinda good, it was kinda nice spec to play if you are playing with hybrid paladin or retribution paladin. For example, in Season 5 and Season 6, such player as Tractor pushed rank 1 and Gladiator in this pack, and such players like Shaker, Baghdadi, and Burstik pushed the Gladiator titles in this pack by playing Hybrid Paladin and Shaman. But the problem of this pack is that it was only playable with Retribution Paladins in 2 vs 2. And less playable in BM Hunter and Shaman, and it was totally unplayable in 3 vs 3. Therefore, we can put Ankh Shaman in normal average class. Then we have Demon Warlock. It's actually bad but still playable. Let me move these specs here. Demon Warlocks, bad but still playable. The problem of Demon Warlocks was that they could do a huge amount of massive damage by casting nothing only in the demon form, because they can use a fire cloak that do huge damage to the enemies. However, when the demon form ended, it was actually the loss of arena if you didn't kill anyone there. Again, you could try play 5 vs 5 arena in this pack in combination with Balanced Druid and Fire Mage to one-shot any target. But if talking about 3 vs 3 or 2 vs 2, it was actually more impossible to play and even not fun. Unplayable, we can put such healers as Holy Priest. It was again more about PvE than PvP one. And actually that's all for bad and unplayable classes. To normal over rage we can put Assassination Rogue. Assassination Rogue was kinda good, especially at start of the seasons. Playing with Disc Priest or even a Hybrid Paladin, it was huge chances to kill Warp Palace and Decay Palace and all platers, due to huge damage of Assassination Rogue and due to lack of maximum HP of a lot of targets. Therefore, this pack could do huge, decent damage with balanced CC abilities. Then OP classes we can put Frost Decay. Frost Decay was actually kinda rare to play class because people just didn't realize the full potential of this class. However, Decay with the nickname Razun proved this pack could push rank 1 almost the whole Wrath of the Lich King expansion seasons. For example, he get rank 1 in 5th season, 6th season and 7th season. Unfortunately not in the 8th season. However, by playing with Holy Paladin, Block Decay could reach some nice results. Because this pack can make a huge damage, he has mass CC, and this was kinda hard to kill him. But still, it is not broken and overpowered. Then, in OP class we can put Elem Shaman. Elemental Shaman was one of the most needed and one of the most notable class in 3 vs 3 arenas. This class has a huge impact due to his ability to push, kick, totems with increase spell damage and increase and actually grounded totem can catch the spell, for example, Tremor totem can remove fears, Slow to tank and slow enemies, so this class was actually really useful in 3 vs 3 and kinda not bad in 2 vs 2. For example, such comp as Hybrid Paladin and Alien Shaman could push huge rating during the whole Wrath of the Lich King expansion. Actually, I can even put it between OP class and overpowered, due to the fact that in 3 vs 3 Alien Shaman was actually almost all comps with Alien Shaman was the best. But unfortunately in 2s it was possible to play Disc Alien, Holy Pal Alien or Hybrid Paladin Alien, but it was kinda hard to push rank 1 in 2s as Alien Shaman. But in 3s, yeah, in 3s it was really good. Then we can take, for example, Affliction Warlock. The same situation, no, actually just OP class, because you could play 3 vs 3 LSP or LSD as Affliction Warlock, not only Destro, it was kinda huge. By dotting all 3 targets, Affliction Warlock could make the most DPS during the whole 3 vs 3 game. But unfortunately in 2s it is more useless than useful class. Destruction Warlock is actually broken and overpowered class, the first one, because it was unplayable in 2s and in 3s, and especially in the 7 and 8 season when they get a huge trinkets, they can actually one-shot the target by probably 2 or 3 globals. In addition, they could fear and double CC with Succubus. The most playable comps of Destruction Warlocks was Holy Pala Warlocks and Restore Shama Warlocks. And it was the most second needed class after Alien Shaman in 3s. And kinda not bad if to play 2s. Of course you could try to play some exotic comps like Frost Mage, Destro Warlock, or even Hybrid Paladin Destro Warlock. But the only possible way to push Gladiator and rank 1 was Holy Pala Warlock and Restore Shama Warlock. Or even Alien Warlock. Alien Warlock was actually kinda good comp to play. Therefore it's broken and overpowered. Then we can put Subtlety Rogue. Subtlety Rogue was one of the most, for the one hand, one of the most hard class to play on Wrath of the Lich King, however it had unlimited potential to play. By playing such comp as Disc Priest Subtlety Rogue, you could easily push 2 vs 2, but you need to know how to play this class. You need to feel how to play this class. Not every Subtlety Rogue could be rank 1, but every rank 1 Subtlety Rogue could push easy rank 1. That's the point of view. Because you need to learn how to play this class, but if you learn how to play this class, you will be god in 2 vs 2 or 3 vs 3 arenas. Such comps as RMP, RLF was still playable in Wrath of the Lich King, and in 2s it was Disc Rogue, Mage Rogue, even Red Rogue was playable in Gladiator and One Rank Gladiator Rage. A lot of rogues actually pushed rank 1, for example Avisura, Mirlol, Sins, Dead, Rolex, and so on. And by the way, there was actually a popular comp, Double Rogue, Double Subtlety Rogue, that could literally one-shot every close team during the Wrath of the Lich King. And they actually gained a popularity as Double Dog Team, because it was literally so OP that they could one-shot target in like few seconds after opener. However, it was hard for them to win any played comp. But still, Subtlety Rogue was broken and overpowered. Then we can put here Hunter. But it's important to say that Hunter was the same situation as rogues, because you need to know how to play Hunter to be broken, overpowered. Not any Hunter could push Gladiator title, but if you know how to play Hunter well, you can push it easily. For example, such hunter as Homer J, Neresa, Konto, bowstring, they proved that this class is kinda nice to play. Especially if you are talking about 6th and 7th season. Unfortunately, in the 8th season, it was kinda not so OP. However, after they received huge trinket after Twilling Raid is opened, they made kinda huge damage. I'm talking about armor penetration cap. This talent tree of Hunter could play usually with Disc Priests, Hybrid Paladins, and actually that's all. And it was actually not bad in 3s if to play with Retri Paladin Disc Hunter. Then we can put here, of course, Arms Warrior. Probably the most broken overpowered class for the whole expansion. Everyone can remember their dot damage, their bleed effect damage, Blade Storm and push into face one shot class. And probably during the whole Wrath of the Lich King, Warriors, Arms Warriors was the most class with, if you talk about rank 1 players. Then we can put here Retribution Paladin, but it's important to mention that Hybrid Paladin was actually better during Wrath of the Lich King than pure Retribution one, because of their ability to self-heal and heal their mates during the crits, and because of a huge damage if they're under the pressure. The best comp, of course, is Hybrid Paladin DK or Hybrid Paladin Enhancement Shaman. But yeah, it was broken and overpowered. Then, of course, it's Unholy DK, especially from 5th to 7th season. A lot of Unholy DKs pushed rank 1, and it is actually heroic class in Wrath of the Lich King, due to the fact that it was a new class, so Blizzard made it heroic one. So it was really OP to play. Of course, it's Feral Druids. By playing such comps as Disc Feral, they could reach a huge potential to push rank 1, and such comps as Hybrid Paladin Feral could actually play quite well, and even Rogue Feral was, for example, the same shit as Double Rogue, but more sophisticated, let's say that. Then of course it's Frost Mages, one of the most broken class of the whole Wrath of the Lich King due to the fact that they stacked first level Frostbolts and stacked Icelands, and their slow effects was impossible to be dispelled. Therefore this class was kinda one, they had the most amount of CC effects of the whole Wrath of the Lich King expansion. So it was needed in 2 vs 2 and 3 vs 3. For example, matches played with Disc Mage or Shadow Mage or even Hybrid Paladin Mage or Rogue Mage. This class was fitable to any comp to play. And broken overpower is Shadow Priests that could do a huge amount of damage, heal, and it was kinda hard to kill this class because they can dispel a lot with included mass dispel. Their dot damage was insane, they had fear, they had disarm. It was really annoying class to play. And we have healers. Unfortunately, Restorer Shamans is more a normal and average class to play. It was really hard to push Gladiator title if you are playing Restorer Shamans. The same situation with Restorer Druids. There was not a lot of Restorer Druids playing, for example, only Minpoike and Dverik played this class. But Holy Pala and Disc Priest was more about broken and overpower. So if to fix, we can push LM here actually. And we have the situation that you can see in my screen. So during the Wrath of the Lich King, a lot of classes was broken and overpowered. But the point of the Wrath of the Lich King is that playing any of these class, talent class I mean, spec, you could push Gladiator or even rank 1 if you are a decent player. So if you have skill to play, if you have brain, and if your mates are kinda the same, you could easily push rank 1, not even gladiator. OP classes was a little bit harder to play, and it was a little bit harder to push nice results. However, it was still possible to push rank 1 and gladiator titles. And normal average spec is just playable. You can get good results, but it was not so OP as it is. Maybe balanced druid we will move to normal and average one. But these three is between bad, still playable, normal, average. So if you will decide to choose class and spec to play in the Wrath of the Lich King, if it will be a private server or it will be restart of official, I recommend to this class to start to play, or broken or OP class. So we can move to Cataclysm, and as you can see we just started to make it. So unplayable classes, it's actually Surf Hunter, Fury Warrior, Combat Rogue, Prot Paladin, Prot Warrior, Demon Warlock. Not actually, Demon Warlock is bad but still playable. For example, you can play as Demon Warlock to be saved against triple DPS. However, it was kinda impossible to push huge rating if you face other comps. Arcan Mage, bad but still playable. Holy Priest, actually more unplayable. Assassination Rogue was kinda unplayable in all. And that's all. Then we have normal average. And normal average is surprisingly Warriors. Warriors, as you can remember, in Wrath of the Lich King was broken and overpowered, but in Cataclysm they moved to the normal and average class. Unholy Decay. Frost Decay we can put bad but still playable. And Shamans is something between normal and bad and still playable. Yes, we will put them between. Because for example, I can't remember any Ankh Shamans that can fit any comp to play. That's the problem. Tractor actually tried to push something at the start of the Cataclysm, but as I can remember, the results was kinda sad. Due to the fact that Ankh Shaman was not so good as Wrath of the Lich King. Then normal average is Retribution Paladins. As you can remember, at Lich King it was broken and overpowered, but on Cataclysm it is normal average. Destruction Warlock, bad but still playable. Balance Druid, normal average. And BM Hunter, normal average, if to say about DPS class. And Affli Warlocks, normal average. The problem with Affli Warlocks on Cataclysm is that you could play, for example, one of the most OP comp called RLF, but due to the fact that there is a lot of triple DPS in the Cataclysm, it was kinda hard to play RLF. For example, it was easy targets for them. However, that still could counter such comps as jungles, and they could counter such comps as RMP, for example. However, again, due to the fact that triple dogs just killing every comp with Affli Warlock except Fireplay, it was normal average. And if talking about OP broken classes, is Subtlety Rogues, especially in the last season of Cataclysm, and it's Hunters. These classes is totally OP, due to the fact that they have unlimited amount of CC. For example, only Hunter can Monkey Stun you, Scatter, Trap, Silence. They have 2 deterrents, and they have huge amount of damage. They have freezing traps. They can even heal himself with Chimera shots. So it's kinda annoying class to play. Subtlety Rogues, you know, the same problem. They have a huge amount of CCs, huge tone of stuns, Gouge, Blind, Double Vanish, Smoke Bomb that is literally broken, and actually one shot on the open, especially in the last season of Cataclysm when they get their legendaries. They could kill at the first seconds of Shadow Dance. And of course, broken and over classes is Frost Mages that can literally just run, press one button, Ice Lance, and kill the target. If you get Deep Freeze and you do not have Trinket to Trinket Deep Freeze, you will get Ice Lance for 60k and Frost Mage even not cast anything. Fire Mage, just a joke class in the Cataclysm that literally can one-shot all 3 targets by pressing the one secret button by the name Combustion. He actually just pressed one button and all 3 classes will die, and it's kinda disgusting. In addition, it's kinda hard to kill this class because he has a survival ability that pump his HP to the half, then he can block when he's dying, so it's kinda some sort of bubble that auto-procced, so he cannot be one-shotted. In addition, he has unlimited CCs, for example, small stuns, Dragon Breeze, Circle, Circle of Frost, and so on. So, like, this like mages is kinda joke class, guys. Huge damage, huge CC. And then we have Feral Druid here. Maybe it's not broken as mages that can finish arena by pressing one button, however this class can make a huge amount of damage by bleeding effects. And the problem of Feral Druids is that you cannot be slowed. For example, if you change the form, you just go out of all slowing effects. And for example, if you are low HP, you can go bear form and dodge the half of melee attacks on you. And in addition, if you go bear form, you can use Frenzy to heal yourself more than you receive the damage. So you actually, it's some sort of bubble that regen your HP. In addition, Feral has huge DPS. They have Cyclones that couldn't be bubbled or blocked. It could be only Trinket. And it is kinda annoying. And it's proc almost, and they can use it without any cast if they have stacks. Therefore, these 3 classes are actually broken and totally overpowered. Shadow Priest, I forgot about that, it's normal average. So we have heals. Restored Druid will be normal average. Alien Shaman, bad but still playable. Holy Paladin, it's OP heal. Restored Shaman, OP heal. And Disc Priest, OP heal. So, as you can see, if to compare Wrath of the Lich King and Cataclysm, Wrath of the Lich King is more balanced, because there are a lot of classes that can push rank 1 and Gladiator title if you play it properly. If you're talking about Cataclysm, there are 3 classes that make this game totally unfun to play. Because of their broken and overpowered damage, because of their unlimited CCs, because of their inability to die fast, these classes was totally overpowered. And such OP classes as Rogue Hunter is the same situation, but maybe it's not so good as these 3 classes, but still it's really huge and OP. And any else class is more actually normal and average. Because on Wrath of the Lich King, as you can see, if to compare, there are more classes and more specs to play. And that's the problem of Cataclysm. So we can make the table with comps, which you can play in Cataclysm and Wrath of the Lich King. That's actually Yep, let's do like this. We will copy it from Leech. Yes, here it is. So for example, in Cataclysm, in S broken overpowered comps, we can put in threes, of course, because you can play only 3 versus C. It's MM Hunter. MM Hunter. Feral Druid. Disc Priest. And actually all these comps will be based on the OP classes. That's the point. Then we can put Frost Mage, Disc Priest, Subtlety Rogue, Classical RMP, and it's actually all OP classes. Maybe you can put again Fire Mages, the same RMP, but with Fire Mage. Actually, it's the same shit to play. And the problem that as overpowered and broken comps, it literally depends on the as broken overpowered classes. So it's Hunter, Rogue, Mage, Feral. Hunter, Rogue, Mage, Feral, and Disc as a heal. It could be just the same DPS classes but with different healers. For example, Jungle can be played with Restorer Shaman. For example. Where is Restorer Shaman picture? Here it is. But it's actually the same shit. Or RMP can be played with Restorer Shaman. So you can swap the heal, but the comp will be the same. Then OP comp. We will write comp. It's triple DPS. I mean, it's Rogue, Red, and Hunter, but not Surbat, Markensmith. Where is it? Actually, cannot find Markensmith's picture. Maybe I am blind. BM, Surf. Interesting. Okay, I will take it here. Ah, here it is. Yeah, I forgot. Triple DPS was kinda cool comp because it can one-shot any comp with Restorer Shaman and Warlock, but unfortunately they try hard again any comp with Holy Paladin, and it was kinda hard to kill Jungle, for example. And RMP it's more about 50-50 than win. Then we can put here RLF, it's Rogue, Affliction, and Restorer Shaman. Then we can put here Fireplay, it's Affliction, Fire Mage, and Holy Paladin. Or actually it's not Warlock, it's actually Shadow Priest. Yes, it's Shadow Priest. His Affliction is playable too, but it's not so OP. Then we could put here Kitty Cliff. It's Warrior. Holy Paladin and Feral. LSD is kinda nice comp to play. It's balance. Affliction. And Restorer Shaman. Can be played with Holy Pala too. Okay, maybe I'll remember any other comp, but for example, normal average, we can put Retribution Paladin, Unholy Disney, Decay, Death Knight, this Priest, it's called Vanguard. Then we can put here Double Mage, Fire, Frost, Disc. We can put here triple DPS but with BM Hunter. But actually only one Bumblebee playing it, and that's the issue. MLF actually kinda nice comp to play, so we can make MLF Mage Lock and Shaman. Then in normal average we can take Boomy double heal, because they counter any double DPS comp. Bad but still playable, it's more about LM, Affley, Holy Paladin, the same as Destro. And maybe Holy Paladin, Retri, Eng, or Holy Paladin, DK, Warrior, in all normal average we can put actually almost all famous triple DPS, for example on Holy Red, Mage, Frost. In bad but still playable it's Rogue, DK, Red, actually Red, Mage, Hunter it's good too, normal average. But you can see all these comps, it's actually depends on the most OP and broken classes. So you can do any variety of them, but the essence is still will be the same. For example, in this team, Holy Paladin, Warrior, Restore, Feral Druid, you can switch Holy Paladin to Restore Shaman, but it will be the same shit. Okay, we can put like here. Or Restore Shaman. Yeah, like that. Restore or Holy. Again here. It's not about only Restore, it can be Restore and Holy. Here the same. Oops. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Here's the same, you can just swap Holy Paladin to Restore Shaman, even Druid actually. But the essence will be the same. The essence will be this. Here you can swap Disc with Restore Shaman. Triple DPS, it's just triple DPS. You can make it like with any other triple DPS, for example with DK or Warrior, but it will be normal then. Red, for example, Warrior. And Hunter. So this one, as you can see, it's still playable, but it's kinda bad. Here's the same, you can swap with Priest. It's optional too. RMP actually with Disc much better. But still, sometimes I see people playing with Restore Shaman, but it's more useless. Jungle, the same, Restore Shaman can be played. Still playable. And that's actually all. Restore Druid, it's more about double heal play. For example, balance, Restore Shaman, Disc, it can be Druid. Restore Druid. Like double Druid. Maybe bad but still playable. It's Red Rogue Healer. Rogue can be swapped to Hunter, but the same shit to be honest. RMP with Restore Shaman still, I think it's kinda unplayable. Probably I didn't forget anything. Yes, as I remember, it is what it is. It is what it is. There is no overpower or broken comms, and even no OP comms with Unholy Death Knight. Because Unholy Death Knight is just normal average class, and if it's combined with Retribution Paladin, maximum they can reach is spread Gladiator rating. Unplayable it's actually. For example, no, any unplayable classes, probably. Like any class that is left is kinda unplayable. We can just copy here. Like any classes, any comps with this is kinda unplayable. And maybe I forgot something, but probably not. Let me think a little bit of seconds. Maybe I forgot any comp. But I hope I didn't. I see people played, for example, Feral Retro Disc. But I have no space now. Let me a little bit make more space here. But still it's bad. It's actually, we can move it to unplayable. Yeah, it's kinda useless to add them. So, Broken Overpower, it's a jungle with Restor and Disc, RMP with Frost Mage, RMP with Fire Mage, and again jungle. Nah, we have only 3 comps that are overpowered. OP comps, it's triple DPS, but only in Hunter Red Rogue, RLF, Fireplay, Kitty, LSD, and MLF. Then we have no more Average, is double heal balance, triple DPS with BM Hunter, double Mage, Vanguard, Red DK Frost Mage, triple again, Red Frost Mage Hunter. Bad but still playable, we can add, by the way, I forgot. We can add Warrior Red Disc Priest. Bad but still playable. So, if you wanna play 3 versus 3 Cataclysm, you can choose from these tiers. Otherwise, you can do any shit to play. I think I didn't forget anything. Oh, by the way, to normal every spec we can add Hunter DK Holy Paladin. Kinda not bad comp. Let's move it a little. That we will have some space to add some combinations. I forgot about normal, kinda normal spec. It's DK, Hunter, Priest or Holy Paladin. I'll put him here, 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 here. Yep, something like this. Maybe even we can swap DK to Rogue. So for example, you can play DK Hunter Healer or Rogue DK Healer. It will be the same shit. Normal, average. And it is what it is. It is what it is. Hope I didn't forget anything. Then if to make Wrath of the Lich King, we'll delete this, and we'll add this. We will make 2 with 2 only, because 3 is more about Cata, but during the Wrath of the Lich King, 2s was more popular. Therefore we will make only 2s here. So in 2s, OP comps was Protection Paladin, Disc Priest, or Rester Shaman. I can't find Rester Shaman picture. Ah, here it is. OP was kick. Frost Decay. Holy Paladin or Disc. OP was LM. Hybrid. No, LM Hybrid is actually more normal average. But LM Disc or Holy Paladin was OP. And Prek was OP. Rock. I think it's more normal average. Rogue Frost Mage. Due to the fact that it had unlimited CCs, it was kinda hard to play this comp. Alien. Destruction Warlock was OP. Affliction Warlock is Holy Pala normal average. However, Holy Pala and Destruction was actually broken. But Rester Shaman Destruction we can make like this. Destro here. Alien or Rester. Alien, Holy or Rester. Feral Disc was broken overpowered. Decay Hybrid Paladin was broken overpowered. Hunter Disc was broken overpowered. Hunter Prek was OP. Frost. Oops. Disc. Broken overpowered, even with Shadow one. Assassin Disc was OP. However, Subtlety Disc or Shadow was broken overpower. Prot Holy Paladin was normal. Feral Hybrid was normal. War Holy Pala was broken as fuck. But War Rester Shaman or Disc was not so good. And War Rester Druid was normal. Demon Warlock Holy Pala was bad. Aang Shaman BM Hunter was bad, but still playable. Double Rogue was OP. It's really OP. But Rogue Feral was not so OP. Feral Hunter we can put here. You could actually make a huge variety of scomps in Wrath of the Lich King, and that's why I like it. Especially with different talents. Affli Prek was kinda bad. Prek Mage was kinda bad. Even Balance Prek was kinda bad. Discret, by the way, was OP. We could make here Prot and Red. Like Prot or Red with Disc or Rester Shaman was kinda good. Decay Holy Pala was OP. By the way, both Unholy and Frost. Even Broken overpowered, I can say. Counter Disc we have. Decay Disc. OP. And that is actually Balance LM. It's normal average. Balance Rogue. Kinda bad. Okay, we can move Affli Warlock. Let's actually let it be here. It's normal, it's not OP. I didn't remember any Affli Warlocks that push 2s a lot. Assassin Hybrid Paladin was normal. And or unplayable, it's... Oops. Is anything comparable with these classes? I'm thinking if I forget anything. Holy Warlock, Feral Disc, Hybrid Paladin Decay, Hunter Disc, Frost Mage or Shadow Disc. By the way, just Frost Shadow is good comp too. OP as fuck. It's the same, yeah, Mage with Shadow or his Disc. It's OP. Rogue with Shadow or Disc, it's broken. Okay, it's all broken. Holy Pala Destro, Feral Disc, Hybrid Unholy, Disc, Frost Disc, Frost Shadow, Rogue Disc, Rogue Shadow, War Holy Pala, Unholy Holy Pala, Frost Holy Pala was broken and overpowered. Then OP comms was Retribution Disc, Retri Rester, Prot Disc, Prot Rester, Frost Decay Holy Pala, Frost Decay Disc, Elem Disc, Elem Holy Pala, Eng Prek, Warlock Elem, Warlock Rester Shaman, Hunter Hybrid, Assassin Rogue Disc, War Rester Shaman War Disc, Double Rogue, Unholy Decay Disc. Normal average was Elem Hybrid, Frost Rogue, Affli Rester, Affli Holy, Prot Warrior Holy Paladin, Feral Hybrid, War Rester Druid, Rogue Feral, Balance LM, and Assassin Rogue Hybrid. Bad but still playable was Demon Vlog Holy Paladin and BM Hunter, Hunter Feral, Affli Hybrid, Hybrid Mage, Hybrid Balance, and Hybrid Rogue, and Balance Rogue. And probably I think I didn't forget anything. Or actually, OP comps, no, normal comp is Hybrid and Warrior. Hybrid and Warrior was kinda nice. So, it is what it is, guys. As we can see, Wrath of the Lich King there is more broken and overpowered classes to play, and that's why the balance on Wrath of the Lich King was kinda better than in Cataclysm, because on Cataclysm we have only 3 broken overpowered classes. And OP classes is Rogue, Hunter, Holy, Racer, Shaman, Disc. Anything else is just normal and average. Cataclysm comps, broken overpowered is MM Hunter, Disc, Rester, Feral, Jungle, RMP, RMP. OP classes is comps is Triple, RLF, Fireplay, Kitty, LSD, and Fireplay, and MLF. Normal average is any other triple DPS except this one. Double Mage, Double Heal Boomy, Vanguard, Decay Hunter Healer, and so on. And bad but still playable, you can see by your own eyes what it is. Hope I didn't forget anything. Hope you enjoy my video and hope it will be useful for you. So, if Blizzard will relaunch Wrath of the Lich King, you can choose any of S or A class to play, to be supreme during the whole 4 seasons of Wrath of the Lich King. It's Deadly Gladiator, Furious, Relentless, and Wrathful. And you can choose to play one of these comps. If you prefer 2s, if you prefer 3s, I can actually make slide if to compare 3s. Okay, let's do it actually. I forgot about that. Why not? Let's make 3. Because on Wrath of the Lich King you could get title in 2s and in 3s. And in 3s is of course Affli or Destro plus Elem plus Holy Pala or Rester Druid. So you can play LSD as Affli or Destro plus Elem plus Holy Pala plus Rester Druid. Or even Rester Shaman. So this like 3 or 4 types of LSD you can play, and any of them is a broken tier. Then of course is classical RMP, but with Frost Mage. With Fire you cannot play it. Then it's TSG, TSG. Actually not, it's OP I think. It's Warrior, Unholy, Holy, Shatter It's kinda huge. It's Shadow, Frost, Restore Shaman. You can play OP to make comp. Double War, but not double arms. Holy Paladin, or you can switch one arm to protection. It's two different types of main cleave. TSG. You can play Hunter, Feral, Disc. You can play Disc, Red, Hunter. Sorry, Frost Decay, you are not here. You can play normal, it's Red, Unholy, Disc. You can play Red, Sub, Disc. By the way, very popular comp that it's unplayable on Cata due to unplayable class, it's Prot. MM Hunter. Where is MM Hunter? Fuck my life. Okay, I'll take it from here. MM Hunter. Prot. MM Hunter. Holy Paladin or Disc. It's called Turtle Thief. Of course, it's Alien. Let me move it a little. Because of no space. Oops. Thunder, it's Alien. Arms. Holy Paladin. And a nice comp. And Red. TK. Balance. LM. Restore Shama. Or Holy Paladin. It's Red or Prot is playable, by the way. Is DK. I think I didn't forget anything. War at Disc or Restore Shaman. I think that's all. If I didn't forget anything. Probably that's all. Maybe even Eng, BM Hunter, Hybrid or Disc. And that's all. On Wrath of the Lich King, Series was not so popular than on Cataclysm, but because everyone played actually Tooth. We can delete this. Oop. Let's get back. Maybe Balance. Desta Warlock. Polypala or Restore. Yeah, it is what it is. Anything else is bad or unplayable. So, this is this. We will write class tier. Put it here. It's class tier. It's class tier. It's comp tier. It's comp tier. And it's comp tier. Here we can delete these classes from there. By the way, we can add to the OP comp of Cataclysm, I forgot. Kinda not bad comp that only one Lord played, but they reached kinda huge rating. It's a warrior, rogue, red. And in normal average we can add but first we will move a little bit of our classes because we have no free space, unfortunately. We will add my favorite comp that I actually investigated. It's red decay. Kinda fun comp to play. You shall try it. Frost, or it's actually playable with Frost too. Not only with Unholy. Double red decay, kinda fun comp to play. Sometimes you shall try it. And this is, it is what it is, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy my assessment of classes and comps you can play. Hope I didn't forget anything important, because I really tried to make it based on my personal experience on both patches, both expansions. I played the highest CR on both expansions, and I think I am kinda specialized and qualified to make this assessment. Let me see again if I didn't skip anything important. I think we can move Prot-Pala here. Because Prot-Pala is kinda questionable class on Wrath of the Lich King, especially when played with Discontrest or Shaman. Yeah, I think it's fine. Wrath, Cataclysm. Okay, Frost Decay can be in the middle. Something in the middle. Comps. Jungle, RMP, Triple RLS, Fireplay, Kitty, LSD, Fireplay, Triple, yes. Yeah, I think it is what it is. If something I'm wrong, maybe I something forget, but hope you enjoy the video. Don't forget to subscribe and press follow because I tried and spent a lot of time by making this video. Thank you for watching and have a good day or night. Depends on what time you are watching my channel. GG's. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe on my Twitch channel. Bye bye.